Hi guys, welcome to Vaders Fist.
How's it going?
We've been off for a while, busy. We've got some interesting stuff that's happened in the last 4 weeks that we haven't done a very good job on. But let's just jump right into it. There was a few weeks back, there was a rumor that the execs didn't like the way Rogue One looked, and they said that they were going to be reshooting 40% of the movie, which, come to find out, isn't the truth at all. It's about maybe less than 25% of the movie, which is good because I wanted them to have a nitty-gritty war movie with Vader in it, and it just that report kind of gave me like a what type of movie are we going to be seeing? And there are a couple of execs that said no, it's going to be just the way it is. We're just adding some stuff for like dialogue and character development, which I really like. What do you think when you heard about that?
Sorry, my phone. I honestly, when you hear that, that actually usually means that the movie's not going to be good. There's been a number of movies that went to reshooting and they turned out to be really bad movies. I don't think that this is one of these cases. I think that was the exec saying, you know, we have an audience that's expecting X, Y, and Z. We should have more. It's probably his character.
Yeah, it probably is character development more than anything.
It was probably they didn't want another Poe Dameron situation like in Force Awakens,
or another Captain Phasma.
Right,
like
those two characters were really underused, and I think they're trying to learn from that mistake. Which that's not saying that JJ did a bad job of directing that movie. He did a wonderful job, but those are two things that people, when it comes to my Force Awakens and character development, that's what comes to mind. I think that's really going to help.
Well, and plus, from what Disney said, they had already scheduled reshoots. Right. That was part of the plan. So I mean,
so they might just
they're making a good movie, a good movie into a great movie.
Right.
So that's why I'm not too worried about it, because if it just needs a little bit of touching up and it'll make the movie better.
Not the major plot or anything.
No,
I doubt it is.
People were freaking out about it, like, oh no, this movie's not going to be good. No, it's going to be great.
Yeah, you can't spend that much money. I've seen worse.
No, these movies, they have so much built behind it, and it's just, if one fails, it fails hard.
Yeah, and you already had Force Awakens being really good. You have all the momentum going, and I think it'll be a really good movie.
And then Mads Mikkelsen saying, "Oh, guys, we're just doing a little bit, not a lot," which is good, because that's one of the great actors that is going to be on this movie. So, I'm not too worried.
I think if you're a Star Wars fan, I don't think you should be worried. The only thing you should be worried about is waiting until December for this movie.
Oh yeah, seriously.
Which also, another point, movie-wise, then you have Assassin's Creed coming out as well during that time. So
yeah.
It seems like all the good movies are coming out, so it's a great time to be a movie lover during the Christmas season.
Well, now, yeah, that's where. Well, I think summer season where you have your huge blockbusters. But now with Star Wars and in a few years, Avatar is going to be coming out in December. I think December is really the year that.
Well, it used to be like Star Wars used to. Growing up, Star Wars always came out in May. And my dad even said, the first Star Wars came out in late April, May-ish. So
Yeah. Well, we're now going to go off on a different. We're going to go to video games, because there's a lot of video game news this week, because we had E3 and all these other things, and George is going to talk about this demo for Lego Star Wars.
So if you guys were like in our generation in 2005, right after Revenge of the Sith, you had Lego Star Wars 1, which was episodes 1 through 3. And honestly, as a kid, that was a really fun game, because it was kind of a quirky little kind of thing. It wasn't always like
serious and like to canon.
But like it was fun. It was, I mean, they were Legos. What kid at like 9 or 10 doesn't like Legos?
Yeah.
And you could play on your PlayStation 2 or Wii. And then they had, of course, then the next year they did
the whole
thing,
saga.
And then they combined them together. And now I played this game, and people actually talk.
Oh yeah, they use the dialogue from the movie.
Yeah, they actually use the dialogue from the movie.
That's pretty insane.
Completely new game, new mechanics, new graphics, obviously with a new generation console, Xbox One or PS4, and new mechanics. Like everything was new. Like usually, I mean, those games were really easy. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. Like I was
it's more advanced now. Yeah,
it's more hard, which I like. There's this little thing. There's the scene where Kylo Ren gets a knock at, where one of his lieutenants knocked at his door and he's telling him that the droids escaped. In his room, he's talking to Vader's mask, and it's actually Vader's like Lego mask. But around the room, there's Vader posters. So
it's just it's got a Lego. Lego definitely has a Lego.
It still has that quirky feeling. And another thing is, if you do buy the deluxe edition, which it'll be gold, you actually get a bunch of characters that you can unlock, and you actually get a secret mission that you only get with this deluxe edition. And it's actually from the comic books. It's Poe Dameron's side on Jakku.
Yeah, and that's really from that too is from the actual book itself.
Yeah. And
it was supposed to be in the movie, but to cut down on time. So
I mean, that's another thing with character development that will really help with that. So I'm really excited for that game. Growing up, that was always awesome. E3, check it out. Just look up on YouTube. There's so many games coming out. There's so many good games.
DICE.
Mafia 3. You got Watch Dogs 2, which is an Assassin's Creed. They are in the Assassin's Creed universe. You have that new Battlefront.
Which, the virtual reality is really, really cool.
You guys know what virtual reality is? It's those goggles that it's like 3D in your face pretty much, and I think it's an X-Wing mission.
Yep, X-Wing mission. Yeah. It looks pretty cool. But also off of that, they had a little video showing a little bit of Battlefront 2, which from a picture of what I looked at, looks like they were going to add a lot of the Force Awakens type of stuff, and possibly, no, it wouldn't be Episode 8 because Episode 8's a year after that. So it's going to be based on the Galactic Civil War and Force Awakens. So people for Clone Wars just I don't think they're going to do it. I wish they would, but. It's so dealt with the prequels that the hardcore fans won't want to play it.
Well, I mean, and the thing is, they already kind of did the Clone Wars a little bit in those games.
But there's so much more that you can take from the TV show and make it into a video game.
There is, but again, those hardcore fans that make the majority of your audience and your buyers, they just don't want to see it because they're old.
I'm a Battlefront 2 guy, and I've had a great story. As long as it's got a great story, I don't care.
And this game's rumored also to have your single player kind of
campaign,
which is really needed in that game because you're already, a lot of Star Wars fans aren't buying that, but that's going to help with non-Star Wars fans too, because then they can really immerse themselves in it instead of just this online thing. Because I'm more of a single player kind of person, and honestly, after about a month, I didn't go play anymore because I got bored.
Yeah, and
that's just
with Battlefront, this one, Bespin comes out soon. Bespin DLC. Right. I'm really excited about that.
Death Star is at the end of the
fall.
Yeah, at the end of the summer, early fall. And that one, I'm probably gonna come over here and I'll play.
It's gonna be. They're gonna introduce space battles and stuff like that, so that should be fun. Yeah. But another thing from E3 is that they have 3 or 4 different developers developing different games. So they've got can't think of them off the top of my head. One's making a third-person adventure game, which looks really. it showed the people doing the lightsaber battles, which means that we could be which could be Clone Wars. It could be post.
They're talking about
post Jedi. It could be anywhere ranging from any era to Old Republic, maybe.
They're talking about this. Yeah, there's this. We've talked about this before. It's kind of like it's going to be kind of an Assassin's Creed kind of third-person adventure game. It's 2018.
One of them comes out in 2017, and the other one comes out in 2019.
Right. So you have those two games, and it's going to be kind of that it's almost like the Revenge of the Sith game, but better.
Probably going to be a lot like. Honestly, it's going to be a lot like Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Very much so.
I think that's good because that's adding on. So then you have 3 potential games that have Star Wars-based, single-player, action-adventure, third person, because then you also have a campaign. So that's a
campaign, yeah.
So I think that's really good for the audience.
It's a good thing to have 3. You'll be having 2 Star Wars games come out in 1 year, and then the next year you have another one. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And you could have Battlefront 3 coming out in 2018 if Battlefront 2 does.
And if you guys are MMO guys like the Old Republic, I know I've heard the Old Republic is going to come out with another thing, because they had the Old Republic, then they had the Shadow of Revan, then they had the Knights of the Fallen Empire, and it stopped after that. I believe they're going to come out with another thing for the Old Republic. Because it's been about a year or so. If you're into that kind of PC gaming kind of thing, I just like to watch it. But
I think it'd be sweet if they did it 800 years, so that you could play as Yoda. That would be sweet.
Yeah, kind of like
a young Yoda. Oh, dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Just watch him do flips and everything.
Yeah, because Yoda came at the end of the Old Republic era, like when he was a Padawan. That was the Republic's last.
And as you've heard, they're making their legends. There's a truth in legends, so that means that there's going to be a lot of legend things that are going to become canon.
I think
pretty soon.
We'll probably see. Speaking of that, yeah, he's talking about Rebels. I probably say we see at least Revan, because
I say we see Revan in the maybe first, second.
He was known for leaving, because he's known for helping the rule to come to be, because he left the Holocron for Sith teachings, and Darth Bane found his holocron and kind of put 2 and 2 together for that. So I think that's really important. We'll probably even see a little even darker than last season.
And there's Star Wars Celebration coming up in Europe. It's in London.
Hopefully we'll be there next year in Florida.
Oh, well, yeah. What was I gonna say? Hopefully we'll have some videos up during that time of us actually watching Celebration.
Yeah.
It's very hit and miss.
It's been a tough summer so far.
We're gonna have to see if we can do that or not, because we want to give you, the viewers, some of our input and what we see at Celebration, what we think of. Oh, Episode 8. Oh, Rogue One. We're finally going to see a trailer. It's fine. We're going to see a second trailer. That's going to be the actual official trailer.
Not a
teaser. And hopefully we see Vader in that, because I would die if I saw Vader. I mean, there's not much left.
If rumors go to truth, we have seen Vader in the trailer already. Which we actually see.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of, I mean, as you guys probably have seen on YouTube and news and articles and stuff, this movie's supposed to
be darker
and explain why Darth Vader is slow and aged so fast. Because I mean, if you watch Rebels, he's pretty agile, and he's still in that big ass suit. So I mean, there had to be something that happened during when the Rebels stole the plans, and he has to be the bad guy. I don't know who else.
Yeah, so I definitely agree, because it's, and Maybe we do see Ezra turn to the dark side and become Vaders' secret apprentice.
Yeah,
I mean, it could happen.
maybe
Anything
they
could happen.
connect it.
Yeah, maybe that's how they connect it. Who knows?
Oh, I was reading this article. 10 reasons why Ray will lose a limb in episode 8.
What was number 1?
It was just, let's see what was number 1. Tradition.
So that would mean that she's a Skywalker.
Yeah, so
I'm down with that.
There's a lot of speculation. There's another article that said it was confirmed that she's going to lose a limb in that battle scene we talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have to remember, yes, she is strong, but I also feel like Kylo Ren's going to be a lot stronger in episode 8. I could see her losing a battle and potentially, kind of like a Count Dooku versus Anakin, where he's just overwhelmed in the end and he just gets that chopped off. But I don't know, it'd be kind of interesting. Either way, it's fun.
I like the fact that Luke's going to be kicking some major ass.
That made me really happy because you haven't seen Luke actually do a lightsaber battle since 1983.
Yeah.
I mean, last time that happened, my dad was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Yeah, that's totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, any closing thoughts? I think I'm pretty much done.
Yeah. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter. Follow Georgia
#_poulos.
and then you can follow me at Lord Vader 2123.
We also have
Sith Council. Yep. We also have at Sith Council videos. If you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe. We're here for you guys. You need to give us feedback on whether we're doing a good job or not.
Yeah, we're gonna try something different for this one. This is actually a live stream, so we're not gonna have any intro or anything. If you guys are wondering that from the beginning, just try something so it's quicker. So it's like we can get together, do this real quick.
Yep.
So we can get back to working and do all that other stuff.
Yep.
All right, guys.
May the force be with you.
Always. Have a nice night, guys.